you got to understand back in the day when we were doing all that stuff, it was all the skinny, good-looking guys, you know.
Hmm.
It was all image contrived back
Sure.
in it when we were, we're in the world with the Skid Rows, like the Britney Foxes, the big hair guys,
Hmm.
and all of those people. And image was more important than content back in the late 80s and early 90s when we did that. And we weren't very an image conscious band. We weren't up there with, makeup on and tight leather pants and all the foo-foo shit. So
Right.
I think that had a lot to do with the thing other than, his brother, because John is an incredible songwriter, an
Hmm.
incredible singer. But we just didn't fit the mold that everybody else did. But when you look at these bands that did fit the mold, where are they now?
True.
You know?
Hmm. Well, it's
And
it's because they were playing the trend, and you were playing. Yeah, I don't think you probably understood it at the time, but you guys were playing the long game. You were being yourselves, which translates over time.
yeah, we never followed any trend and never chased anything that we weren't. And Paul O'Neill always wanted us to write songs that would stand the test of time. And we could wrote songs about a fast car and a fast lady. It's easy. But,
Hmm.
get digging deep and write something like, when the crowds are gone and stuff that has meaning today, when the skin is thin, the heart shows through. That's pretty heavy.
Right.
That's heavy today. So.
Absolutely. Was there ever any, whether it's from the band or more than likely from management, was there any influence trying to push you guys to that side, especially like toward MTV? And it's not that you guys didn't have videos, but I mean, you got, like you said, you guys just didn't have the look that was going to get played every 20 minutes on MTV next to Michael Jackson and,
Right.
and the like. Was there ever anybody in you guys' ears saying, you know what, maybe if you just did this, or maybe if you guys just teased your hair up a little bit, or, was there people in your head trying to get you to go that direction?
When I first joined the band, yes. And that's when we put Fight for the Rock out. And it wasn't us. It
Right.
was what someone else wanted us to be. And nobody was even there for the mix of the record. And it didn't do well. And we all said, you know what? Screw this. We're gonna do what we want to do. And that's when we met Paul. And that's when everything changed. Paul wanted us to be us, but he wanted to get the best out of us. He didn't want us to be somebody else.
Hmm.
So after we got rid of that management company, no one really told us what to wear, how to dress. It was be yourselves. We focused on music more than we did image because you're
Right.
going to get old and your music's going to get old too. So you better have music that's going to stand the test of time because you're going to get wrinkles and you,
Yeah.
you're going to be old. I'm 63 years old, man. When we did that record, I think when we were in our late 20s when
Right.
when we recorded that stuff, we were a bunch of kids, Kids today don't know which freaking bathroom to use, and we're making metal records.
Right. And the other thing too, which nobody foresaw, I mean, anybody in the genre in the 80s, nobody saw what we have today, where it's somebody puts up a picture of, I don't know, Motley Crue or something from 1985, and people are like, whoa, people are
Who's that?
thrown aback by it, and they see pictures of you guys, and you still sort of, I mean, you look older, but you look the same, really, you know.
Well, there's some good shots that I wish people didn't have, but it is what it is, man. If you're going to be in this business, you got to have some thick skin, and
Right on.
let it roll off your back. But yeah, we kind of there's when I first joined the band, we dabbled with a little bit of makeup and some hairspray and stuff, but
Sure.
kind of what everybody else was doing. But we've never really got stuck in that. Let's look like Poison and play heavy metal.
Right. Definitely. One more kind of, I know I'm throwing it backwards and forwards between today and yesterday, but I'm always curious, especially with bands like a Savatage that had you guys, like I always say to people, you guys were like the pre-Pantera as far as not having the huge number one hit, but still the fans love Iron Maiden as well. Same type of thing where there's not 53 hits that everybody knows and gets played at every football game, but when you play a show, 20 to 100,000 people are more than willing to come out. That's what I'm trying to get to here. Do you feel like you could have had the same success that you did now with everybody and their brother carrying a phone with a camera in their pocket and uploading every little mistake that every single person would criticize back then?
That's a hard question to answer because that stuff didn't exist.
Right.
I was asked earlier, how many recordings we did of that tour, and we did one. And
Right.
it was only because we had to do a live radio broadcast and we used the mobile recording truck. I mean, to get a mobile recording truck in 1990, that wasn't cheap.
Right.
You basically had a mobile studio that showed up on four wheels and it had a mixing board in it and it had a 2-inch tape machine. That's how we captured that moment. Now you get it all with a cell phone, which it's a whole nother world. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure, it's hard to say what would have happened if cell phones and all that stuff existed. But we did have, you had MTV and there was some video stuff going on. Some of the
Sure.
footage that we used for the video that we released with Gutter Ballet was from a friend of ours that had an old VHS tape laying around.
Nice.
And she sent it to me and she goes, "You told me not to throw this away." And I was like, "Oh, okay." I sent it to management and we downloaded it. And there's stuff on there that is from 1990, but that's back when the VHS tapes first came out.
Right.
I remember the whole VHS tape fit into the video camera.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where
Right.
that was from. So
Yeah.
that
Yeah,
was the
and there was
beginning.
no sneaking that in either. I mean, look, I
Yeah.
was a kid that tried too many times, and it's like putting a bread box on your shoulder. It just was too
Yeah.
big.
Yeah, that stuff had just started coming out. So that's why people went to shows because
Hmm.
that's the only way you were going to see any live music. You weren't going to sit on your ass and watch it on a computer. Computers
Right.
didn't exist. Cell phones
Hmm.
didn't exist.
Right. And to bring it forward to today, I honestly think that's one of the reasons that TSO is as successful as it is because you really can't capture the TSO show on a cell phone. You just
No.
can't feel the awesomeness of the lasers and the smoke and the risers and all the snow falling when they're telling the story. I mean, you can't capture that, which you guys are one of the very, very, very few bands that have actually been able to insulate yourself from the technology by using the technology.
Yeah, I mean it's a whole different world now than it was, and that's why back in the day more people came out to see shows because that was the only way you got entertained. You didn't have the ability. I mean, there was like Don Kirshner's rock concert and stuff
Hmm.
like that, but yeah, you wanted to see live music, you got in your car and you drove to a venue.
Right on. I wish it would go back to that because it just seems like it's just not. Today's kid does not want to go, or and really today's old person doesn't want to go either. I don't know why, but it just seems
Yeah,
like we're getting old. I guess that's really it. But
Americans have short attention spans.